What steps and in what order should be taken to ensure better patients' access to personalized medicine?
Access to healthcare is a major issue in EU. Some of our research shows that there are huge differences between countries. Even when we talk about traditional access to healthcare, like prevention, for example. When we talk about personalized medicine, access issues are even bigger. Member states have lots of differences and many difficulties to introduce new technologies, new medicines, new ways of treatment or diagnosis. In many of the cases, it's because personalized medicine is very, very costly. In other cases, this is because of lack of understanding or not enough prepared systems to enter the new era of personalized medicines. The steps that we have to take on European level are really big steps towards collaboration and cooperation between the member states. We have to build the capacity of the member states. We have to build administration. We have to build new legislation, but we also have to build new ways of introducing medicines to the markets. Nowadays, we talk more and more about value-based pricing, and I'll give you an example. What's 1 year saving of disability in Poland probably is different from what is 1 year saving of disability in Germany. Then the big question is why the same medicine costs relatively the same price in both countries, since the savings are totally different. So I think in the future Europe has to find a new, more fair way to introduce new technologies, fair way that corresponds better with the economic situation in a country, because we cannot expect that all countries will assure access to those technologies for all their citizens if we don't make it easier for them to take the best decision. So I think Europe has great challenges, especially in terms of pricing, and I think in the next years we have to definitely change the entire understanding how we make the pricing and introduce especially these very costly new technologies and diagnostics and treatments as in personalized medicine.
Could you say us about patients' access partnerships?
The Patient Access Partnership is a very new multi-stakeholder platform based in Brussels. The idea is that we bring together around the same table politicians, pharmaceutical industry, biotech industry, patients, doctors, and we try to really focus on the access issues that we have in Europe. Of course, some of the issues I already mentioned. It's not fair in Europe to have such unfair pricing system that puts the member states and the doctors and the patients in unequal position. So we have to change Europe in the future. In the Access Partnership, we are trying to identify those models. We are trying to drive the political debate around those issues and models, but we also are trying to help the politicians to take the right decisions. One of the major projects for this year is linked with the development goals adopted by the United Nations. And one of the goals is calling for universal access for all citizens. Doesn't matter what's their economic status, for example. So this year, the Patient Access Partnership will try to define what is actually universal access to healthcare in a European context. So afterwards, all EU member states can actually judge themselves or maybe compare themselves to that and see where they are and what they can improve in order to assure this universal access to healthcare. So this is only one of the examples how the multi-stakeholder platform is trying to support this process.
What are the main goals of the European Patients Academy?
The European Patients Academy is a project that is funded by the Innovative Medicines Initiative in Europe. This is a program that we run for several years, but the main purpose of this program is to train patient experts in research. Many people think this is a very strange way for involving patients, but actually the researchers on global level and European level, and also the pharmaceutical industry, has understood the added value of having patients on the table when you design, for example, your clinical trial, or when you are trying to achieve better results of what you are developing. So the Academy is training patient experts to be involved into the research teams. streams. And the results so far are really amazing. We have clinical research which are designed better for patients. We have molecules that are coming to the market that are more close to the real needs of patients. And of course, this gives advantage to those who involve patients in the clinical research. So in the future, we will see more and more patients and citizens who are getting involved into the research, but we need to train and prepare them in the best possible way. We are now preparing the phase 2 of EUPATI, so very soon EUPATI 2 will appear in Europe, and hopefully we will engage with more and more people who want to donate with their time and knowledge to a better world and better research results in Europe.